A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a historic ruling that signals a significant shift in women's reproductive rights in Wisconsin, the state Supreme Court has officially struck down an 1849 abortion law that was long considered a zombie statute. One that remained on the books but was effectively rendered obsolete by subsequent legislation. This decision comes on the heels of a pivotal election that saw voters decisively shift the ideological balance of the court, which is now leaning liberal. The court's ruling, delivered in a close 4-3 decision, reflects the changing attitudes of Wisconsin residents towards abortion rights, especially in the wake of the Supreme Court's decision to overturn Roe v. Wade in 2022. The 1849 law had made it a felony for anyone other than the mother or a doctor in a medical emergency to terminate a pregnancy. With the previous conservative majority, there were fears that this archaic law could be revived, especially as abortion opponents argued for its enforcement following the dismantling of federal protections. However, the recent elections, which saw Liberal candidate Janet Protasiewicz defeat conservative Daniel Kelly by more than 11 percentage points, indicated that voters were largely in favor of protecting abortion rights. Justice Rebecca Dallett, who authored the majority opinion, stated that the law was no longer valid due to the comprehensive abortion regulations enacted by the Wisconsin legislature over the last 5 decades. She emphasized that the legislature's actions effectively repealed the 1849 law, making it clear that the current legal framework surrounding abortion is far more relevant and protective than the outdated statute. Dallett pointed out that the extensive regulations passed since Roe v. Wade, including laws that limit abortions after viability and impose waiting periods, demonstrate a legislative intent to replace the near-total ban with a more nuanced approach to reproductive health. The court's ruling upholds the existing 20-week abortion ban, which was signed into law by former Governor Scott Walker. Walker, in response to the Supreme Court's decision, claimed that without the 20-week restriction, there would be no substantial legal protections for the unborn in Wisconsin. This highlights the ongoing debate over when life begins and the rights of the unborn versus the rights of women to make choices about their own bodies. The lawsuit challenging the 1849 law was spearheaded by Attorney General Josh Kaul, a Democrat, who argued that the outdated statute should not be enforced in light of modern legal standards. In contrast, Sheboygan County District Attorney Joel Urmanski defended the law, claiming that it was still relevant due to the Roe-era restrictions that were in place. The Supreme Court's decision to strike down the law is seen as a victory for women's rights advocates, who have fought for years against restrictive abortion laws. Chief Justice Jill Karofsky, who concurred with the majority opinion, shared a poignant personal story about her great-grandmother, who died from an unsafe abortion in 1929. In her statement, Karofsky underscored the importance of recognizing women's dignity and autonomy in making personal health decisions. Her remarks resonate with many who have been affected by restrictive abortion laws, emphasizing the real-life consequences of such regulations. The Wisconsin Supreme Court has become a focal point for political battles in recent years, particularly around issues of reproductive rights and gerrymandering. The recent elections, which saw significant financial investments from both sides, reflect the high stakes involved in judicial appointments and the ideological composition of the court. With the liberal majority now solidified, the court is expected to tackle other contentious issues, including collective bargaining rights and the state's gerrymandered congressional maps, which could have implications for the balance of power in Washington. As the legal landscape surrounding abortion continues to evolve, the Wisconsin Supreme Court's decision marks a significant moment in the ongoing struggle for reproductive rights in the United States. This ruling not only affects the lives of women in Wisconsin but also sets a precedent for other states grappling with similar issues. The implications of this decision are likely to reverberate beyond state lines as advocates for reproductive rights celebrate this hard-fought victory while preparing for the challenges that lie ahead. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.